Hey everyone, welcome to Barbell Sanctuary. My name is Steph, and today I'm going to build a reverse hyper for under $20. Let's get into it. I got an old cushion. I think this is an old car seat cushion, so I'm going to use that. Two 2x4s and some screws. A lot of people, when they're building these to make them swing, they use bearings and tubes and rods and whatever. Semi-complicated setup. I'm going to use an old door hinge. All right? These are pretty solid. I'm sure most of you have an old door kicking around or some hardware, door hardware. If not, go to a hardware store and buy one hinge if you can. All right. I'm just kind of filming this as I make this up on the go. I have an idea in my head. But anyway, so I have an old mop handle that I'm going to use. And I have an old, I think this was from a shovel. I just had it outside kicking around. So I'm going to use these for either to hold the weights or for the handles at the end. So we'll see as we get to that part. First thing I'm going to do, I have my squat rack here. I'm going to line up the 2x4. I want it to fit over this. I made a mark here, so I'm going to cut that now. Probably helps if I put a battery in there. There we go. Okay, so now I got that. And what I want to do really is I want two of these. So now I got my base. The next thing I want to do is put sides on it so that it won't come off the bars when I'm using it. So side to side, you're going to want to measure on your squat rack. I don't know if they're all the same. Mine was whatever length, I didn't even measure. Front to back, you're going to want to go, depending on what kind of cushion you have, you can use an old chair cushion, whatever. But you want it to be long enough so that when your arm on the bottom is pivoting, that it has enough room for your leg to pull it the full length of motion. And I found this out by I was testing a prototype yesterday. For mine, it ends up being front to back is 19 inches. So I'm going to take my second 2x4 and I'm going to cut two pieces to 19 inches to put on the sides. So I'm going to cut those up and then I'll show you what I mean. So now I got my pieces cut. These are my 19-inch pieces on the sides. So I'm going to screw this on both sides to make one unit. So I'll just grab a couple of long wood screws here. I'll probably do 3 per side. So now I have the 2 side pieces mounted on. I'll just show you what it does. You're able to put it on your back like this. Okay? I wanted to put the little sides on it so you know it can't fall to the side or whatever. So this is perfect. And then we're going to take our cushion and you put it up here. Now, if you have a cable system, you could be done right now. And I'll show you that. I'm going to keep going, but you could be done. This could be it. 2 2x4s. That's it, and a cushion. If you have a cable system. If you have a belt for dips, for weighted dips or weighted chins, this is perfect, okay? You take your belt, you put your chain through, you tighten it as much as you can, then you take your other chain and you take your hook off, and then you just loop the other end together, there, okay? So now you're like this, okay? And then you put your hook in the middle part. So now you got a hook, and this is the part for your feet to pull back. So you don't need to buy anything else if you already have this. Or if you don't have this, you could just make something. There. I'm going to attach that to my pulley system. I'm wearing boots right now, so it's not very good. And then you put this down, you have your cushion, it down. You can hold on right here. Done. I could probably have this a little higher for me right now because my feet are touching the ground. But that's not a problem. You just raise your pins. But that's it. You could stop here. And you know what? I do actually like it quite a bit. But not everybody has a pulley system on their cage, so I want to show you the idea that I came up with. Next thing I did is I cut a 2-foot piece off my remaining 2x4. Now I'm going to take my door hinge. Alright, this is going to be my pivot. It's a solid chunk of brass with a nice pin. And I mean, for a reverse hyper, how much weight are you really going to put on there? This should be fine. Mine has 3 screw holes. So I'm just going to put it like this. So you want the hinge, the rounded part, to go on top here like this, because you want it to pivot like this on your reverse hyper. Okay. All right. So just to show you, now this can pivot. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put something that we can put our weights on. I have this old shovel handle, so I'm going to cut part of this to put on here so that I can put my weights on either side of the bar. Make sure you cut enough on each side so you got enough place to, you know, put your plates on. Just try to find stuff that's kicking around. I had this, I don't even know what this is. It's just a metal strap with two little holes on it, so that's what I'm going to use. If you don't have that, you can just buy an L bracket like this. There, a little L bracket like this, and you can hammer it out so that it's flat, and then you screw it in on both sides on the thing. Now, the place you're going to want to put this, you're going to want this, the hinge, okay, to be on the opposite side of where you put your weights. Because on this side, you're going to have to put a little hook to hook your legs to. So, and you want your bar to be pretty low on this to get the maximum amount of swing, right? You just want to massage it into place. All right, so now that's nice and solid. And I screwed it in onto my stand. Whoops. Okay, so before we attach this to the rest of the rig, we're gonna want to put a little eyelet. There, a little eyelet like this. I gotta put my face there because that's where the camera focuses. So I'm just gonna drill a little hole and I'm gonna put this in. This will be made so we can attach our hooks to. And as per the same as the other stuff, as the weights, you want it on the lower end of the weight to give you maximum swing. Little trick to tighten these, you can put a screwdriver in it and twirl it around. And once again, if you don't have one of these laying around, you could actually use a like a flower pot hook or just anything with a hook and a screw. And if you don't have one, go to the hardware store. It's about $2, so not a big expense. And put it in as tight as you can because you're gonna have a lot of weight pulling on it. So you want it in there nice and tight. There, I don't want to go any more because I hear the wood starting to split. But this is what you get. All right. So this is what you're going to hook onto. Your weights are going to go on this side and this side. And it's going to swing off this hinge. So let's put this onto that. I'm just going to measure the width, which is 52 inches. So I want to go to 26 will be my center mark. So 26. And look at that. Whew, that was close. There. All right, just to show you guys, it's not a heavy weight, but put it on. Smooth. A lot smoother than with the cable system, although the cable system does work. Okay, now I'm just getting fancy. I want some handles, so I just kind of measured where I'm comfortable with. I'm going to mark the underneath of this. I'm going to cut this on an angle, and then I'll replicate it on a second piece, and I'll put 2 pieces coming out this way. This is done right now. I'm just getting fancy, adding some handles. Unnecessary. This is using up the last piece of my 2x4. Alright, so now when I lay down, I'll have a place for my hands. So a while ago, when I did my broom handle, I kept a couple pieces. Okay, before you put the screw in, you're going to pre-drill a small hole in the middle of your handle. There's a nice handle. Look at that! Amazeballs. Bonus tip, if you don't want your plates to slide off and you don't have collars, like 1-inch collars that'll fit over your broom handle or whatever you used, just take a bungee cord and wrap it around real quick. I'll show you. There. That's it. All right, let's test her out with the grips. Get down. She works. I didn't have to go out and buy anything. I had everything here. I just want to show you when I'm done with it, it actually folds pretty flat. And because it's made out of wood, it's very light. So I'm probably just going to put some hooks on the wall somewhere and hang it up so I can put it away. All right. So there you go, guys. That's how you make a reverse hyper for under $20, or for free if you got stuff kicking around the house like I did. And it makes a pretty good seat too. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. I try to put out content that helps people make gym equipment for less money, but still quality equipment that works. This here just saved me about $600–700. Sorry, Rogue. Don't need it. All right, if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you next time.